Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany DeSilva. I'm going to be talking all about the do's and don'ts of clean beauty. It's a pretty easy transition, and I'm going to be talking all about how you can transition into a cleaner lifestyle within your beauty routine in just a couple easy steps, and just going to be sharing some tips and tricks with you guys. So let's get started. In today's lesson, we're going to cover a few things. We're going to cover clean beauty, of course. We're also going to be covering the current state of the industry, how to transition to a clean beauty lifestyle, ingredients and packaging that you should be looking out for within this process, and even some ways that you can lower your carbon footprint by transitioning to a low/zero waste lifestyle. So let's get started. So I really love this quote from Margaret Mead, and this quote says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." I think that definitely resonates with me, sharing my journey into clean beauty so that I can inspire others to do the same thing. And I hope that you guys will take away something from this that will help you transition in your clean beauty routine that you can share with others. And it trickles down, you know? What exactly is clean beauty? I feel like it's a fairly new term, and we're all getting so familiar with what it even means. A couple of years back, the clean beauty lifestyle was introduced as green beauty, and basically that was just products that fall under a, natural or formulation is pretty much what it means. But not all natural products are created equal. There are some ingredients that people are highly allergic to that are skin irritants, even though they are natural. So what does clean mean? Clean beauty is a movement that involves moving into a more environmentally conscious manufacturing of beauty products and an overall lifestyle change. Many consumers are reading the labels and are conscious about how the ingredients in their products affect them and the world around them. With hashtags like green beauty and clean beauty, social media is full of people discussing their transitions into the lifestyle. So I remember when I first started out, just to give you guys a background on who I am, I started my blog, Simply Silva, in 2015 after having been a conventional beauty and fashion blogger for over, I think before that I had been doing it since 2010. Within the past, I want to say 5 years, the green beauty industry has grown so much, and so many just everyday women like myself are sharing their transition into the lifestyle, the products that they enjoy, and social media every single day is just being filled with more and more content just from the everyday woman sharing her experience. So currently on the clean beauty hashtag on Instagram, it is currently at 2.4 million posts, and the green beauty Instagram hashtag is currently at 2.9 million posts. So it's definitely up there with conventional beauty, and the community just keeps growing and growing and growing. So many brands are starting to transition to more natural products. Brands like CoverGirl, Revlon, that used to make completely conventional beauty products. They weren't really having a focus in this before. We're starting to see that these brands are starting to take notice of what's in demand, and a lot of brands have been making the transition. Therefore, the community has grown even more. More than ever, people are turning over the labels around them, and they're really reading the ingredients. They really want to know what's in their products. They really want to know what each ingredient is, what that ingredient does. Is that ingredient harmful to them? And some people even take it as far as, is this ingredient safe for the environment? So now that people are doing this and they have access to this information, a lot of people are choosing to go for products that are more easy to read the labels and have that full transparency as to what's actually in their products. Why we're going clean? Here are some of the reasons. So for our health, so some products have even been known to cause things like reproductive toxicity, cancer, skin irritation, and hormonal imbalance. For the environment, there are a lot of ingredients that are actually bad for our environment, not just ourselves. And this is another reason why some people are going clean. You know, ingredients like palm oil industry has been known to be the cause of a lot of the deforestation. There's been a lot of media come out about that. And so a lot of people who are environmentalists as well as clean beauty enthusiasts are now making the effort to see, is this product good for me? Is it good for the environment? And is it sustainable, which is our third point. Clean beauty isn't just about natural ingredients. It's also about making sure that the production of the product, the manufacturing, the source, is coming from a place that's considering the health of the consumer and the environment as well. So now we're starting to see people looking for products that are made in their city, locally made product. Now, what makes a brand clean? Of course, ingredients is the number one thing. Are the ingredients made with harmful chemicals, or are they made, you know, consciously with the health of the consumer and the environment in mind? Responsible production. How is it made? Where is it coming from? How are the employees treated? How is the full way in which the product is made altogether? Are the employees receiving fair wages? Is there fair trade involved? And most importantly, production transparency. Also packaging. I think nowadays people are also asking the question of, you know, is the packaging sustainable? Can I keep this packaging, use it for something else in the future? So we're starting to see more brands considering making their packaging more sustainable, using things like glass and aluminum instead of plastic. And if they are, they're making sure that this plastic is recyclable. And I would even take it a step further as brands encouraging their consumers to recycle the packaging once it's complete. Once the product is done. So, and then the third would be brand transparency. The fourth would be brand transparency, of course, just the brand making sure that they, you know, explain the process to their consumer. So just making sure that you really walk the consumer through the process, sharing with them, you know, how the product is made, why it's made the way it's made, and just ensuring to the customer that they are making a good purchase with you, and that the reason for your price point, and that there is a reason for your price point. Just any sort of resource, any sort of media, any sort of video or educational content on your website where people can come and see how the products are made, and it will encourage them to purchase your products because they can feel good about their purchase, knowing that they're with a company who is ethical in as many ways as they possibly can be. Now, the current state of the beauty industry. So what are the rules? Currently, cosmetics are not approved by the FDA. However, there are some laws and regulations that must be followed before the product can be sold in the marketplace. Now, the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act states that cosmetics cannot be adulterated or misbranded. They must be safe for consumers under labeled and customary conditions of use, and they must be properly labeled. So this regulation has made it so that brands have to be honest and transparent with their customers. So if you're going to have carcinogens, skin irritants, whatever the case may be, in your product, you have to be 100% transparent about that and put that on the package. It just ensures that companies in the marketplace are making sure that they are transparent with their labeling and making sure that their consumers know exactly what's in the products that they're purchasing. Now, before you throw all of your products away, I just want to start by saying, you know, the best thing that you can do to be sustainable is to finish out the usage of your products. Of course, if there's something that just doesn't sit right with you in your collection, feel free to part ways with it, but just make sure that you do it ethically. So if it's something that is 100% recyclable, just make sure to put it in the recycle bin. And if it's something that you can maybe gift to someone else, go ahead and gift it. There's so many ways that you can, you know, go ahead and transition into the lifestyle. I always suggest transitioning into a clean beauty lifestyle because it is costly, and also there's so many things that you can end up doing with the products that you already have. We'll get more into that later. So start small. It's easier than you think. You know, you might already have what you need in your beauty cabinet. So let's talk about transitioning at your own pace, like I mentioned earlier. So number one, you want to use what you already have and take a look around, you know, your collection. Everything you own might not be extremely toxic or anything, you know. There are so many ways to figure out, you know, if the product that you currently have is toxic or not. We'll get into that later. But use up what you have, the products that you enjoy. There's no need to go ahead and toss them. Find alternatives to your favorite beauty products. So when I started transitioning, what I loved doing was when I would run out of one of my, you know, favorite beauty products, I would just go online and I would try to find a beauty dupe for it, whether that be a new mascara. I would go on websites like Credo Beauty, the Detox Market. A lot of department stores like Bergdorf Goodman, Neiman Marcus are now carrying clean beauty. So there's so many ways to see like what products in the marketplace are really doing really well. So then after doing my research, I would buy a new product and then I would see how it paired up with my old conventional beauty favorite. And then once I found a product that worked for me, that was my new favorite, and I could add that into my capsule makeup collection. So that's one of the easiest things that you can do. And then I would consider even DIY. There's a lot of products that you can even make on your own. Remember when I said to keep your old favorites? You may have a product that comes in a glass container or an aluminum container. You can take that container and make your own DIY beauty product. Some examples of this, I remember a while back, everyone was doing like soap brows, and there was actually a company that came out that had the product. Now, I had an aluminum tin, so instead of going out and buying this specific, very specific product, I had some soap at home, some clear soap that I could use for my brows that wasn't gonna leave like a white cast on my brows or anything. And I actually took a small piece of that and placed it in the tin and used that. So you might have so much laying around, or maybe you have some Castile soap, you know, around the house and a couple essential oils. Boom, there you go. You've got a body wash. So there's so many things that you can do. And, you know, if you just sort of take inventory of what you already have. And I would get on Pinterest. There's tons of bloggers like myself in the clean beauty space who are sharing their DIY secrets as well. And that leads me to my fourth point in the transition, which is find resources. There are so many places that you can go to find education on how to make your transition to clean beauty even easier. Now, when you first get started and you're reading labels, it can be really intimidating. You know, what is safe, what's not safe. So here are 10 ingredients that are the top 10 ingredients that you should be avoiding when you're going clean. The top would be parabens, synthetic colors, fragrance. Fragrance is really common, I feel, in the beauty industry. You know, you could be looking at a body wash and everything can be clean on the label, and then you just see fragrance at the bottom. And the reason why we should be looking out for fragrance is because that fragrance could be synthetic and can have a lot of toxins in it as well. The next would be phthalates, triclosan. So sulfates, definitely sulfates. Sulfates can dry out the skin, they're irritating. Formaldehyde, toluene, glycol, and sunscreen chemicals. So these are the list. If you can even take a snapshot of this slide on your phone, and then when you go out, when you look through the stores for your new products that you want to purchase, you can look at this list, and if you see something on the list that makes you uncomfortable, you know, just go ahead and decide not to purchase that product. Now for resources. I think this is so important because this makes the transition so much easier. The first one being the EWG database. Now they are an amazing company. They are a database that's an excellent resource for breaking down the ingredients of the products in the marketplace and rating them. There are actually a lot of products that are now being EWG verified, and when you see this verification, it means that the EWG themselves has recommended this product as a safe or clean product that you can use. Now they have an app, it's called the Skin Deep database. So they have a database, It's called the Skin Deep database. You can basically type in the product that you have questions about. This comes way in handy if you're online shopping. And it will break down the ingredients, and then there's a ranking system from, I believe, 1 to 10 that tells you how safe the product is. They even come out with articles that tell you like what products are really good and healthy, and products that you can go ahead and buy when you're at the store. They recently came out with an article about the safest sunscreens. So they just really do a really good job at educating consumers in the marketplace on how they can stay safe. And just these companies just make shopping clean beauty a breeze. Next, we have the Think Dirty app. It's more of a community-based app, I would say. There are resources to what companies are really like effective and clean, and they're an app. If you have a smartphone, you can just download the app, and if you're out in the store, you can scan the item or you can search it. They have like little lists in the app that shows you like good products and it's all categorized. Like they show you products that are good for hair, for skin, for nails, for the body, oral care, there's so much there. So that's educational, fun, and it's super helpful. Now, my third resource would definitely be social media influencers. I feel like on the topic of, just keeping this transition fun and interesting, but also educational, there are a lot of people sharing their story, sharing the brands that they enjoy, and I would suggest finding people with your skin type who share their struggles and experiences. Maybe someone has oily skin and you do too, and they found a really good moisturizer that works for oily skin. It saves you the time and energy of trying to search for something and potentially wasting money and time. There are those of us who are testing out products to see what's hot in the market and what could use a little improvement. So definitely look out and support your social media influencers because they do a really good job at making the transition a lot easier. So now we are going to get into how to incorporate sustainability into your routine. It's very simple and we're gonna talk about it. So, some ways to take things a step further and start to incorporate sustainability by way of zero waste. Here are a few things you can do. So you can start by purchasing reusable items. I think reusable items is an amazing way to remain sustainable and also keep your home very minimal and stop you from being more of like a product hoarder. And it can be very exciting to do this during the time of clean beauty because you could be finding so many amazing products. And if you are a brand owner, it's definitely, something to consider. Actually creating reusable items. So purchase reusable items. Some of my favorite reusable items are definitely the reusable cotton rounds that you use to take off your makeup. And I also love using microfiber cloths instead of makeup wipes. So that's just a really simple transition. If you have a brand, I would consider maybe even making your own reusable items because they are really sought after right now and people are constantly looking for ways to lower their carbon footprint by purchasing reusable items that they don't have to keep going and buying single-use things like that. Now, we talked about this earlier, DIYing your own products and buy ingredients in bulk. I think this is really helpful. If you like to make your own products, for example, I make my own body wash. You can buy Castile soap in bulk. I know some brands have the option to purchase in bulk and in larger quantities so that you always have it. And this is so you're not buying single-use plastics all the time. So if you have a supply, you have your collection of ingredients that you love, your favorite oils, your favorite soaps, and your favorite like base products, you can craft your own and you'll find yourself actually needing less and less items as you go. Now, I would definitely consider buying things in bar form, making things in bar form. So bar soaps are really great. You can also buy shampoo bars and conditioner bars. These are amazing because they require zero plastic packaging. There are so many companies popping up all over the US that are completely dedicated to only carrying low zero waste products. So there are some online shops and brick and mortars. The Package Free Shop is one of them. So there's the Zero Waste store, and Wild Minimalist are some. And just remember, start with what you already have. You'll be surprised what you already have in your collection. Thank you guys so much for watching my presentation. I hope this made transitioning to a cleaner, more low-waste lifestyle a little easier for you. I hope that you and your families are staying safe and staying healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.